Okay, so to start for the special tests I believe would be positive with the slap lesion tear, I'd first start with the labrum assessments. So I would do the clunk test where I bring it all the way up into shoulder abduction, put an axial load in there, and then start to internally and externally rotate, kind of feeling for that clunk. I'd then move into the crank test where I come to like a 90-degree angle, put that axial load, and internally and externally rotate, feeling for any clunks, clinks, pops, anything like that. Obviously that for me. With the slap lesion tear, a lot of times the bicep tendon can be involved too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some bicipital tests. So I'm going to have him right here. I'm going to find that bicep tendon. And I'm going to have him flex his arm while I hold that bicep tendon, seeing if there's any movement with it or if it elicits any of the pain and or symptoms he's had. Then I'm going to find it one more time. And I'm going to ask him to externally rotate and supinate into me. Good. Feeling if there's any increase in symptoms or change in pain. Go back onto your back for me. The next few special tests I don't think would give as big of a positive or red flag. However, I do think they could give like a positive sign related to a slap tear. So I'm going to check anterior instability with an apprehension test, along with a relocation test to see if the symptoms subside and or get better. I can also do a posterior apprehension test here. So I'm going to bring him up and in, put a downward or posterior load, and see if there's any apprehension with it. And then I'll have you sit up for me again. I can also do a load and shift test where I kind of jam it up. I can go posteriorly and anteriorly. Next I check impingement because that could also yield a false positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him stand up for me. We'll have him do the painful arc to the best of his ability, all the way up with what he can. Have you sit on the edge of the, or stand up for me, sorry. I'm going to do Near's test. I'm going to have him do thumb down. And then I'm going to flex his arm for him, seeing if there's any increase in pain, change in symptoms, or impingement. And then finally, Hawkins-Kennedy, you can stand for me. I'm going to bring him in here, and then we're going to bring him down, seeing if there's any change in pain, increase in symptoms, or anything. So these are my positive special tests that I think would A, be positive, or could throw out false positive.